this episode today, we are going to be talking about our target readers. Now, this is very important that we get it absolutely right. Unless we structure to find out our target audience, we would not have the possibility of keeping our ideas on track. So, this is a particularly important topic. Here is our first consideration. First of all, we have to see how we are going to coincide our interests with the interests of our target audience. This is very important. There is no point in selecting a very wide target audience, and this will mean that we might lose quite a few along the way. Our target audience should be a niche interest. We need to narrow down our audience because it is easier to write for a few than to write for many. As I said earlier, we do not want to lose audience along the way. So you need to make your audience feel that you are writing specifically to them. If you are doing a YouTube video, you need to focus and make your audience understand that the content of what you are telling them is directly related to what they need to know. You need to satisfy their core questions. You have to think in terms of if you are asking yourself this question or if you are looking for a particular answer on the subject, on the topic that you are writing about, you need to find your answer there. You need also to start thinking in terms, what do I look for when I am looking for a specific subject? What do I write? What do I key in? This eventually will start leading to your target keywords. These are going to be very important, and we will be going and delving very deeply into keyword targeting, which will direct you to your target audience. So topic selection is of extreme importance because targeting the fundamental interests, answering the core questions, dealing with particular fears of your audience is going to give them the valuable content that they are looking for. And what we are looking for when we are creating a website or a blog is to have a target audience that is wide enough to be a capture audience. So this is extremely important. Let's assume we are going to be blogging about traveling. How would you start tackling your traveling blog? First of all, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions before you even think of structuring your website. For example, the target audience would start at the helm, and that is how to get your best price tickets, where to look for good tickets, where to look for long haul tickets, which are the best sites that you should be looking at in order to get economy tickets. These are all questions that people are asking out there. So the questions that you would ask yourself are the questions that everyone else, your target audience, is asking. Beyond that, you start dealing with hotels or places to stay, couch surfing, whether you want to go on an economy, on a budget, or whether you have a comfortable budget and you are targeting a more important audience, which is even more select, like, for example, women in business who have a little pocket of time where they can be away from work, away from their children, away from family, and have a girls' fun holiday. This is a very, very specific target, but you would be surprised how many of the women out there would be falling in this niche, and you could be dealing directly to their core questions. So the more questions you ask for yourself and the more you find out what your target audience is after, the more answers you have and topics you have for your core basic starting foothold of your successful blog. Naturally speaking, there will be other things to consider, for example, like transportation, how difficult it is to get transportation, if it's worth renting a car, which side the country that you are blogging about drives. All these questions are very important questions that a traveler who has never been to a particular country will be asking. These will be the key and most important points, and I am only generalizing and focusing on travel for the very simple reason that this is something that a lot of people would choose to blog about. We need to target common problems that will need resolving. For example, if we are still going to be discussing traveling, we would be discussing where you could change currency, for example, places to avoid if you're traveling with young children, or places to avoid if you are just traveling alone. where you could buy tickets for public transport, emergency phone numbers for hospitals in case there is a problem. These are all things that if you are going to be traveling yourself, you would want to have answered. Therefore, there is your target audience identified through their problems as well as their interests. These are all important considerations which will help us structure our website. After that, we need to target keywords. Keywords will be a section that will be completely dedicated on this blog for whoever is starting a website, because keywords are what people punch in when they want to ask specific and targeted questions. If you target a particular keyword, you are on the right track of having a successful blog. Finally, you need to analyze what your competition is doing. Competition is very healthy, and you need to be looking at sites that are going to be similar to the structure of your blog to see how they are formed, how they are structured, how they are formulated, what kind of questions they answer. This is where you will be deriving a lot of inspiration even for your own blog. A word of caution: never copy anything that is already available on the internet, because plagiarism is taken to be a very serious offense, and you will be running the risk of having Google bump you off the internet, and also you will be having the possibility of being blacklisted, and this is something you do not want, especially after you will have done a lot of work. So very important, never copy anything. Just make sure that, as I always told you, you keep your voice unique, you keep your content fresh, and you keep it with your own kind of signature. There is one very important site that I want to direct you to, and this is Alexa. Alexa gives you a lot of information about how your competition is doing, how their ranking is. You can also analyze your own posts. You can get a lot of very important information on this site. I am running a short video also superimposed on this so that you know what Alexa is all about. I strongly recommend that you visit the site whenever it is that you need to find information about your competition. Competition is healthy, as I said, because it also gives you direction in how the blogs are structured and even monetized. Whether your direct competition is making money by affiliate marketing, or whether they are making money because of the sheer volume of hits they have, and therefore they are making money through Google AdWords. These are all important considerations. Make notes, and this will help you start structuring. In the next episode, we will be targeting direct and specific subjects that you could be blogging about, giving you some ideas, and it will be the first step towards creating your first and successful blog. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode.